Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Beacon Wave podcast. I'm your host, Adrienne Wilkerson, and the theme of today's podcast is personalization at scale. We're going to be talking about AI-driven strategies for targeting your specific market. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So personalization is truly at the heart of effective marketing in today's consumer-driven society. We're talking about being able to drive deeper into customer engagement, build customer loyalty, and increase conversions. That's really the whole purpose of being able to personalize our marketing experiences. Personalization is a proven method to engage customers, foster loyalty, and drive conversions. Yet, achieving personalization at scale, which is really customizing your customer experiences for 50 or even hundreds of customers, is a daunting challenge. And historically, this was really something only bigger agencies or bigger companies could afford to do because of the amount of people and research that was involved in being able to truly personalize your marketing to your clients. Now, enter artificial intelligence or AI. It is a tool that really has transformed the potential for targeted or personalized marketing. So, what I mean by that is that with AI, businesses can now leverage vast amounts of data to craft really hyper personalized campaigns, which deliver the right message to the right person at the right time. So, again, like I mentioned earlier, this podcast is going to explore how AI enables personalization at scale. We're going to go through we're going to go through and detail actionable strategies such as predictive analytics, dynamic content creation, and advanced customer segmentation. That's a lot of big words, but truly what it means is that by implementing these tools effectively, you can really enhance your customers' engagement and you can really truly stay ahead in what's becoming an increasingly competitive marketplace. So, to start off, let's talk about why personalization in marketing is so important. Today, our modern consumers expect brands to understand their needs, their interests, and their preferences. Like I mentioned before, it's truly become a consumer driven marketplace. Traditional advertising prior to digital marketing really was interruption marketing. It was all about brands telling the consumers, this is what you need to buy, this is what you care about, and these are the brands that you should buy, and this is why. Now, digital marketing, the emergence of social media, the internet, all of those have really shifted that script. Now we have a consumer driven environment where consumers are telling brands what they want to buy. Consumers are driving not only service creation, but product creation. And it's actually a very exciting time for businesses because it used to be we had to invest tens of thousands of dollars in consumer research. Now, honestly, our consumers are providing all of that to us online at any point. And AI allows us to take advantage of what people are telling us and to be able to customize how we market and how we offer our services, and honestly, what services we offer or what products we offer directly to consumers. It means that we get to really meet consumers where they're at, create connection, and provide a much more dynamic product or service. So, according to some recent studies, about 80% of consumers are more likely to purchase when the brands offer a customized experience. People want connection. They don't want to see something generic. So, whether it's a product recommendation, a targeted email, a tailored ad, the intent for us as business owners is to make customers feel understood because this drives measurable results. Now, the flip side, the downside to this is that delivering this level of personalization really becomes exponentially more complex as a business grows. So, segmenting audiences, for example, we used to have to do that manually, creating endless variations of ads or visuals and analyzing the performance of all the different ads, the different socials. That often ended up being a very resource intensive task. So, historically, like I mentioned earlier, without scalable solutions, really personalizing at the level that I'm talking about today used to be out of the reach of most small businesses. That's changing and has changed, which those of us that own small and medium businesses are very thankful for. So, let's talk about how AI really revolutionizes targeted marketing. AI has the potential and is already currently disrupting traditional methods of personalization by automating and refining the marketing process, at least in the context of what we're talking about today. Advanced algorithms now can analyze customer data at lightning speed. They uncover patterns and predict behaviors that human analysis couldn't used to discern, or at least not without an extensive amount of time, effort, and all of that. So let's talk. There's three primary ways that AI drives successful personalization at scale. The first one is predicting analytics and anticipating behavior by the customers. So predictive analysis uses historical data, machine learning models, and statistic algorithms to forecast customer actions. For example, AI can now predict when a customer is likely to make their next purchase and which purchases they could be interested in, or even when they could churn, meaning change over and maybe leave your company and start looking for competitors. Again, this is something humans could do, but it was usually so labor intensive that it was the realm of much larger companies. So here's a potential real life example. A subscription based wellness company could use AI powered predictive models to identify customers and subscribers at risk of cancellation. By using predictive insights, AI can allow them to send targeted retention offers, such as discounts or exclusive content, and we've seen the data around this. It can result in as much as a 25% reduction in churn. And typically, the way that AI does this is you've got to plug it in to all of your customer data. So, plug it into your clients, your CRMs, even your QuickBooks stuff. And what AI is going to do is look for patterns and say, okay, when this customer did XYZ, then churn happened in this particular period of time. So there's definitely some training involved, but the beauty is that, again, is how much faster AI can churn through a lot of research data and give us some actionable conclusions based on that data. Which leads us to our next point, actionable insight. So, to lever, for example, predictive analytics, you're going to want to invest in an AI solution that integrates seamlessly with your CRM. That's your number one priority if you're wanting to try predictive analytics. You can then use it to identify high priority customer segments, anticipate trends in buying behavior, booking behavior, etc. And you can then design personalized campaigns that align with this predictive behavior. So if you've got a client that normally books every 3 weeks, you might send them a reminder at 2.5 weeks that typically they're booking about this time. That could increase the amount of people rebooking. So, another benefit of AI within this realm is you can do dynamic content creation for real time personalization. So, what this means is AI enables the creation of dynamic content tailored specifically to individual users in real time. Okay, now I just said a lot. Think about that. AI enables the creation of dynamic content. So it's changing based on the individual users and it's doing it in real time. So AI is typically creating this stuff, sending them to somebody within the agency or the company that's reviewing them, approving them, and posting dynamic content. So this could include updating website banners based on browsing history or personalized email content based on purchase habits. AI can now automate all of this at scale. Okay, let's talk real world examples here. So there could be an e-commerce platform that used AI to showcase different homepage content to different customers. A repeat buyer could see featured items based on their order history, while a first time visitor might be greeted with an introductory discount. You're going to see this a lot on websites. You pull up your Amazon account, for heaven's sakes, and what is it doing? You're a repeat buyer. It's showing you featured items based on your search history. So a lot of this already exists. It just, again, was more in the realm of enterprise companies. AI is making this available to small and medium sized businesses at scale. So it's really an incredible game changer for those of us with small and medium sized businesses. So, what are our actionable insights from this? Implementing dynamic content tools in our email platforms, our websites, and our ad campaigns are all good places to start. Ensure that your content adapts in real time based on dynamic data points like location, time of day, browsing behavior, various things like this. And this is all going to help the user feel prioritized. Now, part of the reason why this is so important is because companies like Amazon and Apple and these big enterprise companies have been doing this for a while. So there are habits and expectations established within our consumers that now small businesses can tap into. Honestly, the investment that these enterprise companies have made in doing this prior to AI and making it really a standard of higher, bigger companies like enterprise companies. So small and medium businesses now have an opportunity to take advantage of that, leverage AI, and really be able to connect with a customer in a way that the customer expects and a way that really makes you come across as a much more robust company. All right, let's talk about customer segmentation. So, this is where you take your overall brand message, your overall message, and you're really tailoring it to the specific user. So, traditional segmentation really relies on very broad categories like age, gender, income. Those were kind of some of our staples. AI is changing all this. AI actually takes it a step further by enhancing microsegmentation, something again that most small and medium sized businesses did not have access to the resources to do. So, microsegmentation really is dividing customers into smaller, highly specific groups based on detailed behavior and demographic data. And again, behavioral data, especially, was something that most of us small business owners did not have access to historically. For example, a fitness brand might use AI to create an ultra targeted ad campaign and break it into four micro segments. So that marketing campaign could really tailor the ads to the morning exercisers, and then they could also do women aged 25 to 34 who are interested in yoga. And they could do another version of that ad campaign that targeted subscription lapse customers that still have a history of strength training purchases. Or another one could be new parents who are likely to purchase jogging strollers. So each group would receive tailored messaging that resonates with their unique lifestyle or habits. So, what are the action items around this? You can use AI tools that integrate into your marketing platform to automate customer segmentation. They will continuously refine your strategies by testing how microsegments respond to the personalized campaigns and give you feedback. And if you are working with an agency and they're not doing this type of personalization, you need to have a conversation with them. So if you're really going to implement these tips on a DIY level, there's a few really important strategies that you want to embrace. The first one is you have to build a strong data foundation. A strong data foundation is vital. If you don't have this, you are not going to get the personalization level that I'm talking about here today because AI thrives on data. AI is a data recognition pattern recognition system. That is how they predict what is going to happen next is based on historic data. So if you don't give them enough data to build out personalization recommendations, you're kind of stuck. So you really need to start with making sure that you have access or your AI is going to have access to clean, organized, and comprehensive data sets. So making sure that is spot on is your number one thing. So do your research, make sure that you've got enough data in your CRM, in your reviews online, all of the various things. Make sure there's enough data in there to actually fully train the AI. Second strategy, if you're going to DIY this, is choose the right AI tools. Okay, not all AI platforms are going to offer the same capabilities. So it's really important to find solutions that align with your business goals, team workflows, and data needs. You need to evaluate tools based on features like natural language processing, machine learning, and integration capabilities. If they're not going to integrate with the tools that you're already using, maybe your CRM is HubSpot or a Salesforce, you have to make sure that the AI platform that you're using is going to integrate with the tools that you're already using. So based on that, usually the next question I get is, well, what are some of the tools that I should be looking at? So I'm going to give you a couple of examples today. This is by no means a comprehensive list. These are just some of the main tools that are out there that are being used. So one of the number one ones is HubSpot. They deliver an AI-driven marketing automation within their system. It includes customer segmentation, personalized email campaigns, etc. And so it does make it easy to tailor interactions at most stages of the customer journey. HubSpot is somewhat limited, but it does offer some stuff. So you kind of need to evaluate each one of these tools and decide if they're the ones right for you. Some of them are really robust and take a long time to learn. Some of them are a lot more specialized or focused. So again, it just kind of depends on your need and your budget. Salesforce Marketing Cloud or Einstein leverages AI for predictive analytics, customer insights, and dynamic content personalization. It does a decent job of helping you anticipate the needs and to automate your touch points with your clients. This is really clients, again, who have already come into your ecosystem. They've filled out a form, they're in your CRM. Another option out there is Adobe Experience Cloud. So, Adobe has also integrated AI like a lot of companies have. They do offer robust AI capabilities for analyzing customer data in real time, and they do a very good job at delivering a personalized multi-channel content experience. So again, they're focused primarily on generating specific content, whether that's visuals or written content that's going to be specialized to the information data that you give it. Another option out there is Marketo Engage. This one focuses on really advanced segmentation, lead management, and personalized campaigns to optimize engagements and conversions. So this one is a little bit more engaging with the customers even before they hit your website and fill out a form. Segment is another option by Twilio. This really unifies customer data to create a consistent, personalized experience across email, web, mobile, and others. So, again, it can be a really good tool out there, especially if you're already a Twilio user, familiar with how their system works. Another option is Dynamic Yield. This company specializes in AI driven personalization, specifically for e commerce with dynamic content, product recommendations tailored to individual behaviors. So, if you're a small business out there that does e commerce, this would be one of the first ones I would recommend that you research. Optimizely provides tools for A B testing and personalization. With their tools, you can fine tune your campaigns, your advertising campaigns, and really the experiences that people have to different segments. Persado, we'll see if I pronounce all of these right. Persado uses AI generated messaging to deliver language, optimize emotional engagement, and drive action. So this one's again more focused on the actual messaging, maybe not so much the design content or whatnot. Blue Shift is another option. This company provides predictive segmentation with personalized marketing automation to really engage users based on intent and behavior. So this one again is going to be a lot better at maybe going out collecting a broader amount of data and really customizing your information before the customer even hits your website or fills out a contact form. Creato focuses on AI powered retargeting and real time personalization ad delivery to increase conversions. So, this one is specifically a tool for your PPC or paid ads program. So you as I'm going through and describing all these, you can see that you have to often choose not just the right tool, but a blend of tools because some of these are going to focus primarily on your PPC versus web content versus texting versus mobile versus emails with people that are already in your ecosystem versus customizing ads that are going out there and generating leads. So oftentimes and very rarely I find in today's marketplace is it one project or company does it all. Unfortunately, we're in a phase of AI development where there's an AI for everything right now is what it feels like, and new ones are coming out constantly, and they're all very hyper focused. So we're seeing a little bit of some of the AI companies that are early on, like Jasper's a good example, are starting to integrate more different elements in. So they're not like just a pay per click or PPC program. They're not just social media ads, but they're able to do a wide variety of functions. So unfortunately, though, more of what you'll find out there are very hyper focused tools, which is where you'll often end up needing to put together a blend of tools or learn how to create an AI agent that takes advantage of multiple things. There's a lot of tools out there to where you don't even have to know how to code anymore. You can actually quite literally tell the AI what you want and it will build an agent for you. So there's a lot of really amazing tools out there. If you can't find what you need, in some ways you can almost build your own if you're interested in that sort of thing. The term they're calling is vibe coding, where you're literally using AI to write the code. It's a brave new world. Okay, so let's talk ethics. So as AI becomes more and more central to personalized marketing, it's important to maintain ethical practices. And the purpose of those should be obvious, but it's really not only to build trust, but also to continue to foster that genuine human connection that makes marketing meaningful. Because at the end of the day, guys, we're not yet marketing to AI, although there's a lot of evidence that that might be coming. We are marketing, at the end of the day, we are marketing to a human. Even if that human is using AI as the interface to find what they want, at the end of the day, we need to focus on connecting. We are connecting to people. So even if our tools are changing, meaning using AI, we used to use newspapers and magazines, and then it became websites and internet and social, and now we're leveraging AI. But at the end of the day, the reason that we're doing this is to connect human to human. So it's important to always remember that that's why we're here. And let's talk industries a little bit. So, especially for the addiction recovery industry or behavioral health industry, empathy and dignity are paramount. So, it's not just ethical is best practices, it's actually that we're building a foundation for a lasting relationship, for true connection. When people are in crisis or their loved one is in crisis, they don't want cold and sterile. They want something that connects to them and answers the needs and ethically, but also with empathy, really addresses the concerns and what they're going through at the same time. So, no matter how much we use AI to be able to market to people, remember at the end of the day, it's about connection. So, again, it's a connection, and that connection really starts with open communication. So it's important to let consumers know or potential consumers know how their data is being used. So if they share their email with you, if they share their phone number with you, it's really important that you have disclaimers in your marketing when they share this information, that you in turn share back with them how you're going to use that information. So when a brand reassures a potential customer that they value their privacy and respects them as individuals, that's going to go a long way to building trust and connection. So always inform people clearly about what information you collect, how it's going to be used to enhance their experience, and what benefits they can expect from sharing their information from you. Another really powerful thing is to invite ongoing consent and make it easy for individuals to adjust their preferences or to opt out. This really empowers customers and lays a groundwork for this mutual respect and trust that, like we said before, is especially vital in the whole mental health and addiction recovery world. Okay, let's talk some practices around data minimalization. Most of you that are out there that are dealing with HIPAA compliance or any kind of personal information are familiar with data minimalization principles. I firmly believe that trust thrives when people feel that their boundaries are respected. So, following best practices for data minimalization principles really means collecting only what you truly need to deliver value. No more, no less. So, for example, marketers in sensitive spaces like mental health, OBGYN, behavioral health, addiction recovery, they can often end up using anonymous behavioral data or limit the scope of the personal details requested as a way to minimize the amount of data and really only collect what you need to deliver value. Another best practice is to conduct regular audits to ensure that your data practices are as restrained as possible, but still purposeful. And this is a very hard kind of tightrope to walk. Like, how much do we collect so that we can actually connect with our people on a deeper level without compromising it? So it's simple, but it's not easy. It's simple for me to say, do this. It's not exactly always easy to do it, but it is worth the effort and the attention. It's important that when you do these audits, if you find old or unnecessary information, you do delete it immediately. Okay, so when you're very clear about the boundaries that you're establishing with potential customers and you're really reassuring them that you're handling their personal information with safety and respect, that really goes a long way into earning their confidence and building connection. A concern and question that I get a lot when I'm speaking on topics like this, especially to the mental health community, is AI bias. And it's a good question, and I'm always thrilled when it comes up. So, what do I mean by AI bias? AI models can inadvertently reinforce harmful biases, especially in areas affected by stigma, unfortunately, like addiction recovery. So it is really important that us as marketers um, go the extra mile to really kind of look beyond just technical fixes. It's important to train your people to see beyond AI biases and to actually use AI as a thought partner to challenge their biases. AI does a really great job, but you have to prompt it and tell it to do that. It's important to have human review anything that AI gives you and really audit it for any kind of biases. And when we do this, that's going to not just improve the marketing, but it even gives us the ability to tell people that this is part of our process and we're looking at and with the intent of removing barriers and really fostering a sense of belonging. I mentioned HIPAA before, but it is very important that, especially anybody in the healthcare industry, mental health, behavioral health, addiction recovery, that there is compliance with all data protection laws, including, I'm going to drop a bunch of acronyms here, GDPR, HIPAA, and CPA, for example. These are all rapidly evolving. They're trying to keep up with our modern technology and AI and how we're communicating. So, embracing these rules, it's not just checking off a legal checkbox. It's really important because it's a signal to your customers that you care deeply about safeguarding their privacy. Robust, robust robust security protocols, transparent privacy practices, and dedicated compliance staff, meaning training, all of that sort of thing, really reinforce the kind of trust that allows customers to engage openly with your brand and with confidence. So, let's talk about some things that are very specific to the addiction recovery world. Personalization is a lot more tricky in addiction recovery or behavioral health, because obviously it needs to be done with dignity and confidentiality. And this can actually be a little unnerving for people if you're having really highly focused, personalized information, kind of people going, how did they know? And honestly, more often than not, it's not the patient, the potential patient, that is doing the searching, especially in the addiction recovery space. It's the family member, it's the loved one, it's the concerned friend. So keep that in mind when you're doing your hyper personalization and your targeting and your marketing, is that more often than not, you're talking to the loved one. Or, like I said, a close friend or family member. You're not often talking to the potential client or patient. So, it's really important that you avoid any targeting or messaging that could inadvertently disclose someone's private challenges. Um, so, marketing communication, no matter what AI encourages or recommends, it's up to us at the end of the day as the humans who are ultimately responsible for what our AI puts out, that our marketing communication should always be empowering, supportive, and non judgmental. It's really important to focus on encouragement and hope rather than leveraging vulnerability at all. Keep it positive, keep it supportive, keep it encouraging. Negative messages might get a lot more clicks or views, but the positive messaging is what people share. People are not don't tend to want to share the negative stuff. In fact, they'll tend to shrink away from that. So, it's really important, especially if you're wanting to have anything go viral, to keep everything positive. All right, so let's talk empathy. Really, at its core, the ethical use of AI, in my opinion, any use of AI marketing is about putting people first. AI is a tool that we use to make us better at our job, which is connecting to people. That is the purpose of marketing, is to connect to people, invite them to come participate and engage with you as a company, as a brand. And so at the end of the day, we might use different tools now, but the core is still the same. We put people first. So, how does that translate into what we're talking about today? It's really important that our processes are transparent. that we have limited data requests, and that our messaging is positive and uplifting and encouraging. It's not just about the technical, have we checked the box and protected privacy? It's really, are we putting people first? Because especially in sensitive fields, these practices of focusing on putting people first um, really go beyond just the compliance to creating meaningful emotional connections. When customers truly feel seen and respected, marketing is no longer just about transactions, which frankly it should have never been about, but it's easy to slip into that trap. Marketing then becomes a channel for trust, support, and building long term relationships. And at the end of the day, that's why we market, is to build connection and trust, human to human. So when you embed these core values into your AI driven personalization strategies, your team gets the best of both worlds. They can leverage technology to not only deliver really personalized, relevant content, but to connect with clients, potential clients, on a deeper, more human element. So this empowers both the customer's choice and their journey. All right, let's talk about testing, measuring, optimizing. AI powered tools are only as effective as the outcomes they generate. So it's really important that you regularly test campaigns, measure results against KPIs, and adjust your strategy based on performance. Now, the good news is you can actually use AI to do all of this. You can have different AI that actually runs audits on your campaigns, measures them against KPIs that you give them, and actually can give you recommendations based on their audit. So you can actually use AI to measure AI. If you're just starting to get into this, the biggest piece of advice that I can give you is start small and scale. This AI world is huge. There are so many different aspects to it, so many different programs. For every program I listed today, there's probably half a dozen others out there. So when you're just getting into AI driven marketing, start with one, maybe two use cases, such as email personalization or ad targeting. Keep it simple. Once you kind of get that dialed in and locked in, and you've tested and you've measured and you've optimized and you're really happy with the results, then start scaling your efforts and multiply that out into other areas. But start small. Please start small. All right. So, what is the future of AI in marketing? I get asked this question a lot. It's a great question. And I'll be honest, the real bottom line answer, we don't know. AI is changing things constantly. What it looked like even a month ago is different from what any of us thought it was going to look like 6 months ago. So, anybody who's telling you that they've got the solution and this is what it is trying to sell you something. So the truth is, we're all trying to figure this out together. Marketers the world over are trying to figure this out. So if it's confusing to you, don't worry. It's confusing to a lot of us. And we're constantly evolving and changing even our opinions and our perspectives and our points of view on ways to leverage these tools. So, truly, right now, AI is, as we all know, evolving very rapidly, and its potential in marketing is, I would say, very, very far away from being fully realized. There's always new emerging technology. Now we're talking generative AI, which is capable of crafting entire marketing campaigns, complete with graphics, copy, invites, everything. And this really hints at a future where creativity, human creativity, meets machine precision. And I will say the one thing that I have seen stay consistent with AI is what you get out of it is only as good as how you prompt it and what you put into it. So if somebody's got a marketing mind already and enjoys and loves this stuff, they're going to get some really amazing marketing campaigns back out of AI. If your brain's not wired for marketing, if it's wired for engineering or building things or architecture or something like that, which doesn't mean any of those can't also have a marketing, mind. But if you're not marketing inclined and you wonder why you're not getting great stuff out of AI, it's probably just because it's not how your brain's wired. It's not a natural thing. So oftentimes that means AI is going to be a little bit more limited for you as far as the content that you're going to get out of it. So this is where then it still makes sense for some companies to either find somebody that they hire that does work well with AI, does have a marketing brain and can do that, or they end up hiring an agency who specializes in this and leverages AI to do all of this stuff and understands how marketing works and understands how your industry works. So don't feel bad if you're not getting great stuff out of it. There is a lot you can learn about how to prompt AI. And the crazy thing is, you can even ask AI, this is the result that I want. How do I prompt you to get that result? There's a lot out there. But if you're trying and you've been trying for a while, and you're getting really frustrated, believe me, I understand, and it's okay. That is why agencies still do exist. Something that we are continuing to predict with AI is that these customer interactions are likely to become even more immersive, leveraging AI powered bots, voice assistant. One thing that we're really predicting and seeing is that the customer interactions are likely going to become and continue to become even more immersive. What I mean by that is we're going to be seeing a whole lot more use of AI powered chatbots, voice assistants, and even augmented reality delivering personalized experiences in real time. These advances will enable businesses to build deeper connections with our audience and still have marketing efficiency if they're used well and if the focus is kept on people first. So, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm just going to kind of wrap up here with a few final thoughts. So, personalization marketing at scale is the ultimate goal for marketers. And AI offers tools that have never existed before to make it achievable to people that it used to only be enterprise level. So, by adopting these predictive analytics, dynamic content, and advanced segment strategies, small and medium businesses can deliver engaging, tailored experiences that enhance their customers' loyalty and drive growth. So, when these are implemented thoughtfully, you'll be well positioned as a small business to thrive in this data driven landscape of marketing that we're currently living in and moving into even more, especially when you keep the focus on people first. So, thank you again for joining me today as we're talking about personalization and AI and marketing. And as always, if you have any questions, please reach out, put them in the comments below. We love questions and we love to be able to answer those in a future podcast article or whatnot. So thank you again for joining us. This is your host, Adrienne Wilkerson of the Beacon Way podcast, and we look forward to joining you next time.
You have been listening to the Beacon Way podcast. Make sure to join us for new episodes every week. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Beacon Way on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts.